All right, I'm going to shoot to try to do this in 15 minutes. It's 1:32. So what did I do? I came in here and I made these all smaller. See that? All right, probably should have done something with the height of the buttons too. I probably could have made that a little smaller. It isn't perfect, but notice now when I run it, see, it's getting there for lack of better words. And if I come in here and do, 72, 111, I realize it's a lot smaller now, but if I click calculate, you can still see everything. It's not perfect, but you can see all of it. Okay? Now, there's only one thing I want to explain, then one thing I want to do, and then we're finished. Again, I want to say this because I said it to you guys, but I try to keep this stuff in here. I go back sometimes and watch my own tapes when I forget how to do something. All right. So that's one of the reasons I'm taping it. I don't know if any of you ever go back and watch it or not, but the point is, again, when I originally put in this image view right here, when I originally put that in, I had the SRC Compact. Remember, there's two of them. There's that tools one that I told you that doesn't show, but you can see what it would say on the screen. So that was wrong. So it showed on the screen, but not when you ran it. When I moved it into here, it was just fine. So there's really only one last thing that we have to do here, and that is we have to tell the system, and hopefully this makes sense. Oh, I cut this down to 3 lines. So I put the status, the BMI, and the status on the same line. I just separated with a tab. Okay, but what we want to do is in here, if it's underweight, we want to show the underweight picture. If it's optimal weight, we want to show that one, etc. All right. And I literally went out to android-examples.com to find out how to do this because I couldn't remember. I've done it before. I just couldn't remember. But what I want to say here is image. What did I call that up here? I think just picture. So picture dot set image resource, and you have to tell what it is. But it's r.drawable. It's with that. So drawable dot, and notice what's in there. All right. Well, what do I want? I want underweight. So there's that one. This one will be optimal weight. This one, yeah, whatever. I want that like that. This one will be overweight. And this last one will be the picture of obese, but we're not done. You may have figured this out already, you may not have, but I want to make sure whenever I click the clear button that it goes back to the one it is at the beginning. Okay, so for clear, I want to set that as well. And I think there was just, what was that? Yeah, BMI calculator. Now I should be done. Notice too, it does show me over here where I've got images. See that? Just in the same way in here, if you play with colors and stuff, it'll show you that stuff. So let's give it a run. So File, Save All, and let's run it. Now I'd still want to go back and check to make sure I didn't break anything else. So I should do this. I do get my out of range. I didn't look at that, but I will to try to see why I'm getting that error both times. But when I come in here, so what do we have here? 72 and 111. That person should be underweight, and you can see that it is. Do it again. Put in, oops, well, I don't know what I did. All right, I'll have to rerun it. I must have hit a funny key combination. So we know that one works. So let's try 72. I don't know, and about 166. That should be optimal. All right, that's the lady who lost the weight. All right, let's try it again. Put in 199. Calculate. That was the overweight one. And then finally the obese one. Okay. So again, it isn't perfect. And you'll notice I should have cut that off because that was on the image. But, you know, it could be a heck of a lot worse. Okay. And hopefully, I mean, now that I'm looking at this, this could have been moved up, right? See that? This could have been moved up. That would have given me some more room. So my buttons could have been moved up. All right. All I'm going to ask is that when you do these, just try to make them look as good as you can. All right. I'm more concerned right now with you getting into the flow of things, so to speak. All right. So I will put this one out there as well. So let me do one more file, save all. And in here, I'm going to have a V3. And I'm going to drop that in there. Just copy that over. All right. And these were just called BMIs, so you just right in front of your very eyes. I'm going to do the git bash here. And I'm going to say git init. There's my folder. Git add dot. All right, fine. Git commit -m updated BMI Android programs. There's all that. I'm going to jump back into GitHub. I am going to add a new repository. I think I said import. I wanted to add one. Add a new repository. It was called BMI with a little s. I don't know why I did it like that, but I did. Create repository. So I've done all this except for these 3 lines. All right, let's just do it one at a time here. So copy that in. There's my, whoops, what happened there? There's my branch. Copy this in. And do the push. It's always good when it takes a little while and you start getting all the goofy stuff to come up there. Now if I come back here and I refresh, there they are. Okay, so if you need them, want them, you've got those available to you. Yes, sir?
Could you give them a 2-minute break? We have an employer that's got a question.
Sure. Okay, all right. So you heard that. All right, so now, again, sorry about that, but we've got the stuff is out here. I'm going to remove the other one that was out there before. And as far as I know, I think we checked everything, right? And it looked as though it all worked. So the only thing that was funky, so to speak, was when we came back in here. Where are we? Right there. All right. When there were errors in this try, there it is. There's the problem. See how it says OOR height? That one should have had our no input. See that? That's if we didn't have anything in there. So that should have said no input. And I should have guessed that because that was gray previously. So now if we go in and run this again, all right, and I put nothing in here and I click, now the message I get is no input value provided. See that? That's the way it should have been. All right. So as far as I know now, everything that's in here works. All right. Now, what I wanted to show you, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not, but I'm going to try it. My guess is I'm going to bring up something that I did a year ago. The one thing about using Android is it's, I can't think of the right word for it, but it's fluid. How is that? They change APIs and stuff a lot. So some of the stuff that I did a year ago, you're getting assigned just like the people did a year ago. All right, and that's all fine and dandy, except for the fact that, in fact, I'm gonna close this. Let me save it, and let me close that project. Okay. But what I tried to do was I tried to grab something that I had. Where is it? Where is it? Preparing down. Oh, it should have been done already. But this is what I wanted to show you is the stuff that's in here, you won't be able to see it from here. But well, those are payroll. Back up again. There it is. Homework 1 in my keys. So there's the calculator and the guess. I have them done. And what I will do is I will see if when I move this over in just a bit, if they still work. And if they do, I'll run them. And if they don't, I'll go back and rebuild them. I want to do that anyway. That's the only way that I keep semi-fresh with this stuff. All right. But I will try to make sure that by no later than Monday and possibly by tomorrow, I go back and rebuild this stuff and show you kind of what I'm looking for. Okay. That doesn't mean, if you're told to build your own interface and yours doesn't look just like mine, that's totally fine. All right. But like I said, this is, I don't know why, but this is not, at least so far, it's still preparing the download. That must be a lot bigger than I thought it was. All right. Questions? All right. What I'm going to do just in case is I'm going to take this and I'm going to pause.